think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats in the stream.
Hey, welcome to the Dana. We're going to talk about why it is important to have healthy communication. Because let me tell you, words can be worse weapons than actual weapons.
Pierce my heart straight through.
We need to realize that. How's everyone doing? Shake it out.
Everything
body,
is like
relieve stress.
Text or I'll come off desk.
Just shake it out. Hey, Parent number below, I hope you're feeling better. Hey, Virginia Wolf. Hey, Busy Blues number 2 fan. Hey there on the bushes. Move your body. Get all the stress out of your body.
Will you regret everything that you know that you said?
Moving your hips left to right, or just moving your hips.
And my heart's black and blue
and release more trauma in your body.
When I'm with you, I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing. Sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I delusional?
Listen to the words.
I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you, I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you, I knew this. When I'm with you, I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded.
Inhale deeply through your nose.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt.
Hold
Never
it.
really know just what you want.
Exhale
With you,
through
I
your
don't ever
mouth.
feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string.
Listen to
You
the
don't
music.
understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something.
About relationships.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? 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 Then will you get bored of killing me?
Okay, I'm going to end it
But if I
sooner.
lay down and I play dead and I stay.
Okay, we're going to end it sooner. Hopefully you all moved your body as best you can, shaking it out of your body, taking some deep breaths, holding it and releasing your stress. I can get lost in that song. It's got a groove. It's got a feel. You can get it out of your body. Yes, you can. And it's my intro song. I love it. But I don't want everybody to get lost in it and just be like, okay, let's get on with the show. Tonight's live, it is about why healthy communication in relationships is so important. It's imperative, really. It is imperative. Why is that? Why is that? Because, you know that old saying, sticks and stones can hurt your bones? No. Sticks and stones can hurt your bones, but words... What? I'm losing it. Sticks and stones can hurt your bones, but words can never hurt you. Somebody tell me. You know that old saying. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you. That's it. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you. Big fat lie. Big fat lie. They can maybe break your bones, but those bones will heal. Words can be forever. Words can be forever. They can cycle through a person's memory, their psyche, their emotional state forever and cause wounds, cause a different path for a person if they're not handling it well forever. Forever. If a person hasn't dealt with the trauma of what's being said, if it was said when they were a little kid, if it's said in a partner relationship, and it can make, if you're in a relationship, if you're married, if you're with a loving partner or what have you, it can affect the way you are in a partnership with somebody. It can affect your picker, how you pick a partner. It can affect all the things. All the things. And that's why communication is key. People go, oh, yeah, I hear that all the time about communication. I hear it all the time about communication. But do people really work on it? Some, most probably don't. And no put down to the men that are watching or in here. No shade. Because I'm guessing if you are here, for the most part, if you are watching this channel, you're probably more advanced in the communication department. I'm assuming that most of you are if you're males and watching this channel. So I'm giving you your flowers. I'm giving you your cookie. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Dear Dana. If you're just tuning in, I'm a trained psychotherapist, but I don't do psychotherapy on this channel because I'm not with you in person. I wouldn't do that. I do educate and give advice. We talk about psychology, spirituality, social commentary, mental health, emotional, physical health. Sometimes we do guided meditation. We will be talking about alternative medicine. We do pop culture sometimes. That's kind of how the wind blows. And our community does have a say so in what we discuss. So, I was told by YouTube to give a lowdown on my rundown on who I am. So, welcome to Dear Dana No Hate Channel, and your vibe attracts your tribe. How's that go? Pretty fast, huh? Paranormal says, for example, I told my mom that I saw this law that they did in Chicago, and I'm freaking out, and she called me delusional and crazy. You saw a law, and people don't really work on it, and they are lying to themselves like my family. What law are you talking about, Willow? And by the way, continued prayers of healing to you, Willow. And we're sending continued prayers to Shoeless One and his family. And I thank everybody for the love and prayers that you gave me on Monday as we had my son's anniversary. We still have reflection and go through it some on that day. So thank you. I was going to try to do a live Monday, and I couldn't. And plus, I'm still dealing with pain from where I've injured that trapezius muscle. The law they passed called Purge Law, and it will start January 2023. What is that about, Willow? Is it like the movie? The Purge? I'm going to have to check in on that. That movie was scary. That movie was scary. I don't like that idea. I'm going to have to go down the rabbit hole on that one. Purge Law. That's scary. I don't like it when people call people names. My mom is real quick to be critical to me about me, real quick. And she told me recently that she doesn't ever compliment me because she says that I have bragged that I want to help people. Um, Wanting to help people is a brag. I don't get that. That kind of made my brain go, what? Because I want to help people, that's bragging. Because I told my mom I want to help people, that's brag. I don't get that. My brain just went, the brakes went, whoop, what? So she said that's why she never compliments me, but she will critique me in a heartbeat. Chicago released a law they will release inmates and they will not be charged. Google it. Ooh, I don't like that. I do not like that. Mm-mm-mm. I know the prisons are getting they're overflowing. Now, a lot of prisoners, people are in jail because they have had marijuana or smoked marijuana or had marijuana on them. If they let those prisoners go, I'm not that concerned if they let those prisoners go. Because there's a lot of people in jail because they had possession of marijuana or smoked marijuana. Those I'm not concerned about. Those I'm not concerned about. Because there's a lot of those. And now that it's becoming more legal in all the states, I could see that. The dangerous ones, I would be very concerned about. Very concerned about. But I'm going to have to check into that law. Now, speaking about relationships and communication, I like I told you, I have a communication class on a platform called OutSchool. It was a platform created by a bunch of people all over the world that got together. And teachers become independent contractors. They create classes, they submit them, and this platform approves them or not. And that was one of the classes I created. Well, it ended up becoming more of a psychological class because students are and their parents are attracted to the class more for psychological and therapeutic reasons, and it was never meant to be that way. So I think it's a universal thing. I think it's more of a universal thing. And I have had to meld the class to individual students' needs. I've had to create it to individual student needs. And I still base it around communication a lot. But if they have a psychological need, an emotional need, a therapeutic need, I base it on that and add the communication aspect to it because they're going to need it. And these kids were wrapped up in the pandemic part. They were wrapped up in the pandemic part. So I see how these both have come hand in hand. In our, what's wrong, E? In our life in the universe now, we have the urge for people to know more about communication, but it's also wrapped up in what has happened over the last 2 or 3 years. Communication is super key now. I look at my daughter. I look at my daughter. I look at the teenagers and people that she's been around. Their primary form of communication is this. It is so rare that they talk to someone, that they actually have a phone conversation. Or an in person conversation is when they see each other. Everything has been text and has been down to memes and such. They didn't even teach her how to write in cursive. I had to teach her how to write in cursive. So here we go, folks. It's going to be so important to learn how to communicate. So here I go with her. And trust me, I can't be her therapist, but we talk from time to time about key aspects of communication. Like, what do you do when they do this? What does it mean when they act like this, when they speak this way? Because what a person says and what they mean is not always the same thing. What they say and what they mean is not always the same thing. If a person says, I love you 10 times a day, but their actions do not match up, how much does I love you actually mean? How much does I love you actually mean? Because I'm going to tell you right now, love is an action word. I would rather someone show me they love me and I can be able to see it in their eyes and feel it from them than they tell me I love you 10 days. I mean, 10 times a day. And none of their actions show me that. That's what I want people to remember. Love is an action word. Love is an action word. When people disagree with each other, when they need to have talking points because they're disagreeing, and let me say, having arguments between partners, lovers, spouses, family, friends, etc., when you become close to somebody, it's healthy and normal from time to time because you're not going to agree with somebody that you're becoming close to all the time. But when you disagree with them, it's so important to come from a place of, I feel this way when such and such happens. Or when this happened between us, it made me feel, or I felt such and such, or this was my experience. Because the minute you say, when you did such and such, guess what happens? Walls go up. And they don't hear half of what you say. The walls go up. When you did such and such, and all they're doing is pondering the comeback or the next thing that they're going to say. They're not hearing anything else you're saying. They're catching bits and pieces of what you're blaming them for. Willow says, when someone tells me they love me, I just don't believe me because those words don't mean much to me. But also, it's like, look, communication is a tennis match. You talk, they hear it, they talk, you hear it and respond. It's a tennis match. It should always be like this, like a tennis match. Not one person always over talking the other. It needs to be like a tennis match where someone says something, the other one listens, that person says something, this one listens, and the ball goes back. Right? That's how people need to kind of think of it and remember it. If one is always receiving the ball, it's like that ball machine that you pay for so you can hit the balls all the time. It's not going anywhere. You just become the target. You become the target and you get hit with the balls all the time. Hit with the balls. You need to visualize these things. Hit with the balls, hit with the balls. So if you begin dating someone, a lot of times people will keep going out with that person because they are attracted to them. And there may be a little chemistry, and they're hoping it's going to get better from here. It's going to get better from here. And I can show them, I can mold them. I'm so attracted. There's so much chemistry. They're good in bed, right? Virginia Woolf says, I try to show that through consistent actions, don't say the words much. You can be attracted to someone, there can be chemistry, they can be good in bed, but then the balance is not there. The balance isn't there. Because I'm going to tell you, the chemistry and the good in bed, once you're with them, doesn't score the same points anymore. Because you get used to that part. It doesn't score the same points anymore. Our Creator created that part just so you would create and multiply, right? And you can have enjoyment from there, but that wears a little thin. Paranormal says, my ex told me those words a lot. They weren't sincere. All they knew was something I want to hear. Sometimes people will tell us that. Maybe they mean it some, but also maybe they know we want to hear it, and they tell us that so they can get us to do what they want us to do. They gaslight or manipulate us with the words. My ex told me that all the time. Even when he was angry, he told me that all the time. And on some level, I think he did. But, of course, he had issues. I had issues in a different way. His were more ABUSE. But I think he also did, but he had some deep-seated issues as well. And he was narcissistic on a lot of levels. But that being said, I think I was like, na 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 na, see what I got. Um, that wears thin. And once I decided I was done and I was done, he had a very difficult time with it, and things turned. And he felt like, if I don't have you, guess what? No one else is going to. And things got dangerous. So, it's really important, especially those looking for a relationship, that you don't have the blinders on because you want love and you want a relationship, that you feel things out clearly, especially if you're on the second go round. Feel things out clearly. Don't settle. If they can communicate with you and you can have that tennis match and you have common interest and they demonstrate through action love without you having to ask often, that is a green flag. If you have that attitude, Willow, I wish I could have one, but I think I'm better alone. Maybe you are for now. But if you know your worth and you're growing as an individual and you're working on your own stuff, you can have one. You just have to set up clear, good, healthy boundaries. Period. And don't settle for less. Period. Period. It's like with Steven. He tells me he loves me every day. He shows me through actions of care. Everyone has their own love language. Everyone has their own love language. I mean, he'll come up and hug me. He'll tell me he loves me, but his is actions of service. He'll be affectionate, but his are also actions of service. Making sure I'm cared for. Everyone has their own love language. And he's always been the best dad. And he's a good pet dad, too. And if anyone ever needed anything in the family, like my mom, he'd be there in a skinny minute. But with communication, you can't just walk away either when there's some kind of conflict. I put up a video today. It looked like a Halloween video. And I made the statement, what is the rudest thing anyone has ever said to you? And did you just take it, or did you say something back? It can be when you were younger. It can be now. It can be recently. Did you just take it, or did you reply back to them? Sometimes someone can say something to you, and you can carry it with you. And if you don't process it or say something, if you carry it with you, one thing somebody says can sometimes stop people from going on a specific journey on their life. It can affect them choosing certain partners. It can affect them from doing certain things in their life because they are self conscious. Virginia Woolf says, in my experience, when I'm not looking for a relationship is when I meet someone that I like. You never know. Exactly, Virginia Woolf. I wasn't looking for Stephen specifically. He wasn't, look, he wasn't even my type. I thought, he's not even my type. There's no way I would end up marrying somebody like him. Wasn't even my type. Was not even on the radar of somebody I had ever dated in my entire life. Wasn't my type. Or so I thought. And I ended up marrying him. Look, don't close the box, but don't make it so wide open that anybody that walks in your door you're going to date either. That's how it goes. You have to become wiser. You have to have non negotiables of things in your life that someone has to be like. And I don't mean appearance, they drive a Harley, not things like that. Non negotiables, meaning maybe they have to be educated or have a steady job, right? Or be the same religion or treat your kids a certain way, right? Non negotiables. Or be like educated. Non negotiables. Things like that. Or not have been married 5 times. Or not be married, period. That's a good one. You're supposed to grow from each past relationship, not do a repeat. And you are going through a lot of growth. And right now, you need to be healing from what just happened, Willow. Being after that scary, hospital stay. And if you meet somebody or if you're with somebody that completely refuses to communicate with you. It's important to throw up the avenue of maybe we need to get some therapy, find a better, or a communication coach, find a better way to communicate. Because both need to be able to, even if it's a family member sometimes or a friend, you need to be able to express to each other what's really going on. What's really going on? Like, if something bothers me, I choose my battles. If it's something stupid, I try to deal with it and let it go because sometimes it just may be me. I might be having a bad day. I might be having anxiety. I might be stressed, not enough sleep. So I investigate myself first. Always important to investigate yourself first. Why? Because it may just be you. It may just be you. It's not always the other person. Believe it or not, it's not always the other person. But you both need to be able to talk about what's really bothering you. And is it about you? Because you don't want to get into it with the other person if it's not really about them in the first place. And you need to be able to say, this is just what's bothering me. It's not about you. I'm sorry. And you need to be able with other people, and the other person needs to be able to say, I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to XYZ. People are so stubborn about apologizing. So easy. It nips it in the bud right there. So easy to sincerely say, I apologize. And own your stuff. Be transparent. Why? Because we all make mistakes. Would you rather be right? Would you rather be right? Or would you rather have your relationship and be peaceful? Some people fight, just to be right, when a lot of times you're not right in the first place. But back to, has anybody ever been rude to you where it stuck like a knife? And did you say something? Or did you walk away? I want to know. And how did it affect you emotionally? How did it affect you emotionally? Is anybody out there? Anybody out there? Did you hear my question? Anybody hear my question? I know it's a Wednesday night, it's slow on a Wednesday night, but I also know there's a lot of people out in the bushes. And if you happen to listen to me in the replay gang, please put your comment or your reply in the comments. I would like to know, has anybody ever been really rude to you or said something really rude or cruel to you? And did you reply or did you walk off and just keep it to yourself? How did it affect you emotionally? I want to know. How did it affect you emotionally? Did you carry it with you? Did it affect you somehow in your life? Virginia Woolf said, if it matters, I will retaliate. Retaliate? Whoa. And stick up for myself. Retaliate how? Retaliate how? Yeah, guys here are picky. I don't know, picky. Maybe you're in the wrong circles, Willow. Where are you hanging out? Maybe you have grown as an individual and you're hanging out in old groups. Have you ever thought about that, Willow? I'm glad you don't walk around with any baggage. Nobody needs to walk around with baggage. That is so much of the point of what I try to, um, I don't want to use the word preach, but try to pass out or pass down to the people that come, the community that comes to the channel, to strip away the baggage that we don't need. Go into our shadow selves and pull it out and look at it. Examine it. There's a lot of gifts in the shadow self, and there's a lot of things in the shadow self that we can look at, examine it, and see with better eyes that we don't need. And we can strip away that baggage. We can strip it away and be our whole selves instead of a piece of ourselves. Because everybody, puts those secrets in that closet thinking they've got to carry all this baggage when we don't. When we don't, we can find our whole selves. We can find our whole selves. You find them in the grocery store, paranormal. You find the guys in the grocery store. Sometimes you can find good ones in there. That's not the only place, honey. I always recommend, not to get off topic, but I do, squirrel, that as we are growing as individuals, find a hobby that you like. Find a hobby you like. It doesn't have to cost money. Sometimes it does. Like recently, I was talking to someone that likes to paint. You can go to one of those things where it's a glass of wine and paint, whatever, but likes to paint. Someone might like to dance, but go to a class that you like to do. It could be a hobby. Take a class and you can meet someone there. Make sure it's co ed if you like a guy, if you like a girl, whatever, or if you like the same. Make sure it has people that you could be interested in. And you will already meet someone that has the same interest as you. That is a perfect start. Do that. Do that. If you're not meeting them in the grocery store, go somewhere where there's a hobby. Sometimes people go to the gym. That's too much meat market to me. So, but some gyms are good. Some gyms are good. But go somewhere that, take a class, go where there's a hobby, something you're sincerely interested in. Make sure you're sincerely interested in. Girl, Willow, I could not go to the grocery store every day. Mm-mm-mm. That is my least favorite place to go. I would go once a week, maybe every 2 weeks. Every day, no, ma'am. Least favorite place to go. Hanging out in the grocery store. Virginia Woolf said, last person that I got in their face has treated me with respect ever since. Sometimes it's needed, but it takes a bit of courage. It needs to be done sometimes, if I feel it does. Rarely, but it happens. I see what you're saying. But you know what? Some people have had to deal with it with a family member. That gets trickier. If it is a mom, if it is a dad, someone like that you're connected with by the heart, and they say something cruel to you, that sometimes makes it trickier. Sometimes makes it trickier. Oh, by the way, please give prayers to Shelly. She's also sick. Prayers to Shelly. Girl, I'd be stocking up on diapers and milk. That's just me. That going every day's for the birds. Good. I've had to deal with some of it for years. And sometimes the cruel, I'm better at it, but I've had a very cruel comment said to me that at the time crushed my soul. I was a lot younger, but it absolutely crushed my soul. When I talked to the teenagers, that's where I went about telling them there's three rules that I tell them to memorize and keep within them. I absolutely absolutely make them memorize your vibe attracts your tribe and follow your gut instinct always. And you teach people how to treat you. You teach people how to treat you. You don't wait to figure out what they think of you. You teach them how to treat you right out of the gate. And this takes place more, well, it takes place throughout your life, but it takes place more when you're walking into an element like a new job, school, college, where people don't know you. Virginia Woolf says, when I got older, I learned to stay away from an abusive family. They were the problem, not me. I see what you're saying. I'll let that stuff go live in the moment. Yeah, it's kind of hard. But I see what you're saying. Woo, where did my face? Where did my face go? Oh, I turned off my camera. Where's all the people tonight? I'm shocked that there's not more people in the chat. There must be another show going on where they're talking about drama. Drama Ruski. You know, I think I might have to change some of my times. I think I'm clashing with another live show. Yes, I do. Because a lot of people are coming here and watching some of this after the fact. I know you are, my precious Willow, but I think that that's part of what's going on lately. So I think I might have to look at time frames and see what's going on. Because I think I'm clashing with someone like maybe Mims. What do you guys think about time frames? Willow, do you know if somebody else is going on here at the same time? This is highly unusual. I'm so glad you're here. I'm worried about you. Yep, I think Mims is on right now.
Like,
Yep,
at this point,
Mims is on.
we're super fans. We know how this works. So, Erica, trying to
I
change the
don't know
narrative,
how many of the
Erica
people.
trying to spin things won't work because
So I might have to change my time for it to be better. Maybe we can suggest when there's a lot of people going live right now would be a better time for me to go on to make it work on Wednesday nights. Because there is a lot of people going on, and I feel like I am competing with, I'm competing. Bubbles is off this week, and JC Bear is at work. I think I'm competing with audience. We share same audiences. I don't want to do that. See, I am the calm. I am not the storm. On occasion, I'm the storm. Tonight, I'm more educational. They're more drama. I would see where the flies go to the more drama instead of the educational. My light is bright, but it's not causing a mess, right? I'm so grateful for y'all. But when we're looking for communication, and you can't change your family, you can be careful of your friends. And when you're in loving relationships or choosing relationships, you can look for the signs. If they can't carry on a conversation, if they're not willing to learn, if it's one sided, girl, boy, red flag. I don't care how sexy they are, how hot they are, how much physical chemistry is. You need to walk away. You need to walk away because it's going to end in tragedy. One way or the other, you're going to get bored. You're going to not want to be in that relationship. It's going to end up volatile some way because you're not going to be able to connect or communicate in the way that you need to. You're just not going to be able to. And it's vastly more important than everyone realizes. And even the body language. Learning to read body language is super key. Because people can talk all day, but what they say and what they mean is not always the same thing. And you and I know that. Because women especially are always trying to figure out, does what this say mean something else? Especially when they first start dating someone. What do women want a guy to do? They want them to say what they mean, first of all. And that's rare. They want them to say what they mean. They want them to have integrity. Not you, Virginia Woolf, but so many men are game players, especially when they're trying to date, especially when they're using apps. Paranormal says, I want a guy to be sincere, honest, and kind. Only the guys genuinely looking for relationships and ready to get married may be in that category, Willow. But if they're out there playing just to date, they're going to have a little player in them, or they're going to have friends giving them bad advice. So you have to kind of tease apart. If they are very good communicators, and if you use your gut, not your head, not your heart, your gut instinct, where you're able to feel the truth and things match up, and you can have literal conversations that are not just surfacey, then you're on the right path. And it's as much one's responsibility as it is the other when people are out there dating. Eye contact, key. When you ask them a straight question and they start looking away in the middle of answering, you're in trouble. Ooh, listen to Virginia Woolf. He said, that sounds easy to me. That sounds easy to me. I also bring them food and water, give them back rubs, make you laugh, keep promises. You sound like a good catch, Virginia. Look, when I met Steven, he knew I was stressed out. I had Noah alone. Just the fact he was interested and I had a special needs handicapped child, that says a lot. But I can remember I wanted to take a nap and he was going to keep his ears open for Noah. And he spooned me and I felt this huge sense of peace come over me. He wasn't trying to have sex with me. He just spooned me so I could relax and sleep. And that huge sense of peace I felt, I had not felt, and I couldn't tell you when. And it was just this intrinsic thing. And it was this gut feeling. It was a gut feeling. And I was trusting that gut instinct. I cannot stress that enough. And we could talk about all kinds of things. We could talk about all kinds of things. And he wasn't disinterested. And he was supportive of things I wanted to do. That's huge. Are they supportive of things you want to do? Or do they cut you off and act disinterested? Like in Willow's case, do they support that you're a mother? Are they patient with your children? Are they patient with your children? That's going to be huge. Huge. Oh, that is beautiful, Virginia Woolf. So there are good matches out there. But you do have to put communication at the forefront. I can say what I feel to my husband. I can say what I feel. I never have to worry about him walking out when I say it. You have to be able to take what they say too. But there should not be cruelty involved. There should not be rudeness involved. There should not be attacking one another involved. If that person goes to attack or you go to attack, that is a total communication breakdown. It should never be to that point. If the other person attacks you, they are trying to trip you up. If the other person tries to make you question your reality, saying, oh, that didn't happen yesterday, when you know it did, they are gaslighting you. They're gaslighting you. That is not communication. They are gaslighting you. And you need to question your relationship. They're trying to mess with your emotional and psychological reality. They are gaslighting you. Sometimes we accidentally do that to our children. They fall down and we go, oh, you're not that hurt. It's going to be okay. Well, maybe they are that hurt. Maybe they are that hurt. Or we go, oh, it's not that wet. It'll dry in a minute. We sort of gaslight our kids. You know what I'm saying? We sort of gaslight our kids a little bit. We shouldn't do that. We actually should let them speak their truth. Virginia Woolf says, my downside is I can be grumpy and need some rest and alone time and quiet. If I get mad, I will apologize. Depends on the situation, but I try to be nice and not hurtful. Paranormal Witch says, I've been gaslighted all my life, so I don't take people seriously and just laugh at them when they try to hurt me with words. When things get out of control, it is not a bad idea to both say, look, this is not how I want it to go. I need to take a break. We can come and revisit this when we're both calm. If you are both rational people, I'm not talking about when it is unhealthy and it's in a bad way. Maybe you shouldn't be in the same household, period, when it's in a bad way. My mouth is getting dry. That being said, I would recommend everyone take a communication class, for that matter, to learn how to better represent what you want to say to one another. Women tend to be better communicators. Actually, we tend to over communicate sometimes. I know I do. I know sometimes when I'm trying to, I haven't been the best texter ever because I prefer to call someone. So when I try to write a note to someone on Instagram expressing what's going on, I write every word. So if I've got like a 3 paragraph note to someone, you were going to say over communicate about me. That I over communicate. So when I send a note to someone on IG, I send like a 3 paragraph note instead of all these little short text and emojis. I never learned to do that. So I'm afraid people aren't going to understand what I'm trying to express through the note. So oh yeah. So I end up writing a 3 paragraph book to someone, and then I feel bad because I feel like TMI because they get the whole shortened version of things. I don't. And I'm a transparent person. And I'm the type of person, I genuinely care about people. I genuinely do care about people. So if I send somebody a note and I'm like, how are you? I really want to know how they are. And I feel like, especially if you connect with other creators or people on Instagram, YouTube, or whatever, if you're good hearted and you reach out to them and want to know how they are, how they're doing, blah, 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 people aren't used to that. If you want to know how they are and what's going on and you just genuinely care and you don't want anything from them, they are not used to that. I don't think they're used to that. I feel like they're waiting for you to want something. Is it just me, or are my feelings true? I mean, that's just my spidey sense about that. I feel like they don't know what to think of me because I really genuinely care and I'm not asking for anything. That's what I think. Well, it says, I don't like to waste my time and I don't like people to pretend that they like me to get something out of me. I don't blame you. Feel the same way. That's normal, Willie. People like that need to get lost. Paranormal witch. Let me scroll down. I'm just reading people's notes. That was a deadbeat. He told me he didn't want to marry me or have kids. He just wanted me because he needed a place to stay. Ooh, I don't like people like that. And I'm not perfect. And I do lose my temper sometimes. I don't lose my temper. I don't do that. I get frustrated. And if I raise my voice at all, if I'm like, get out of my way, my family considers that yelling. Because if I go up even an octave or two, they consider that yelling. They consider that Dana yelling. So I go, don't yell at me. And I'm like, I'm not yelling. Because to me, they don't know what real yelling is. Because I haven't really yelled at them. You know what I mean? But back to communication. Do you know how many, how do I say it? How fewer divorces we would have in this world if people really learn to communicate? But then I digress. Here's the thing. People find relationships disposable. If they get bored, if they think they're out of love because, I talked about recently, the in love part is the initial when we get the chemistry and we feel sexual and all that stuff. The love part is the real part. People don't get it, right? They think marriage is kind of disposable. Men, no shade to most men, there's a lot of good men, let me say that. But there's a lot of men that go through the midlife thing and their wives go through the midlife thing with them and they're going, she doesn't look as good as she used to. My mojo's not. And they see a younger woman and their sex drive gets all kicked up and they go through the midlife thing and they get the younger wife. It's true. And people are so used to that, they don't think anything of that. Okay? So then they leave their middle aged wife. But if the middle aged wife gets a younger guy, and this is true, it's true, people are all thinking, oh, that's weird, that's gross, that's squirrely. That is true. So maybe she gets somebody around her age or older, or not. And here we go with second marriages. I've got a second marriage, but I married somebody who's a little older than me, not way older. Willow's right. In Japan, marriage rate is going down. Less people want to get married. Or a lot of guys in Japan are having trouble finding wives. I also saw that. Virginia Woolf says, I think. Oops, let me pull it up. I think part of this is the energy that it takes to be considerate. If someone is continuously being aggravating, it can lead to a lack of patience. So good communication can offset the negative. It can. Good communication can make you feel heard, and it's loving. And it's an act of servant leadership, and it's an act of love. It's an act of love. It makes you feel loved and a good partner and connected. It does. When you feel that communication, you feel that friendship too. It goes back to you feel like you married your friend or partnered with your friend. You trust them. You trust them. You feel that connectedness. It makes the partnership deeper. It's as or more important than sex in a lot of ways. It just deepens everything. And here's another thing. If you those in YouTube land, those watching Dear Dana now, and we can do it live sometime. When there's more people in the chat, we're all split up on all these lives. I just checked. I might need to change. I'm going to take a vote on our tab, our community tab about times. About do we need to change our times in here? Because there's an awful lot of my peers going on at the same time. And since I'm more of a calm, loving community, I understand it. I don't blame them. But I might need to switch my time. That being said, those that have partners out there, I'm going to challenge you, and I'll bring it up again on another live. If you have a partner, I challenge you to do a 4-minute and time yourself where you're sitting at a table across from your partner and stare in each other's eyes without saying anything. Go to the bathroom before you do it. But you stare in each other's eyes for 4 minutes. Don't say a word, and you will be amazed what memories come up, what feelings come up. It is a whole amazing experiment. 4 minutes. Time yourself. Sit across the table from each other Stare in one another's eyes. You will be amazed what begins to come up. I challenge you. And then write me back. You can go to the about and see my email, or drop it in my comments, or DM me when you do the 4-minute challenge with your partner. You will be amazed at what memories, feelings, everything start coming up when you look at each other's eyes. You can blink. You don't have to not blink. It's not the blink contest. But stare into each other's eyes for 4 minutes and let me know. I may even put everybody's name if we get enough people, in a jar and do a little giveaway. But I need I need some people, a bulk of people to do this. Virginia said, yes, ultimately this is all about friendship. Really treat one another as friends. Don't forget to be friends. You're with this person. You love this person. It's going to enrich your life so much when you learn to communicate. And communicating is saying what you mean, meaning what you say, being careful about the words you use, being specific about the message that you're trying to get across, that you're not being attacking, that you're enunciating with, I feel this when. I feel this when. Using that kind of statement when you're talking. Whether it's your friend, your lover, your wife, your husband, your family. I feel this when. And doing it at an appropriate time, an appropriate place. Those things count too. Being mindful, considerate, respectful. Do to them as you would have them do to you. Being effective, having clarity, coherence, confidence, correctness, conciseness, concreteness, courtesy, all the C's. All the C's. And just be caring. Be caring. And don't do everything over text, my lord. Hey, Arseny. Hello, Arseny. Communication is not about texting everything. This kind of communication needs to happen face to face. Face to face. Not over text. You can text other people. This needs to happen with the human being. To their face. Have real connection with them. We do enough of this. This leaves too much room for interpretation. Too much room. It's dangerous. And that's why people that are on apps and dating like to do this, to leave room for interpretation. So they have wiggle room. So they have wiggle room. See what I mean? So they have wiggle room when they're dating. So, I like this one. Oh, I'm going to have to ghost this one. But I don't want to entirely let this one go. So I'm going to have to wiggle. Some women might do that. Who knows? I did not have the pleasure of having all that. You know what I mean? I don't know if I've done that or not. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Willow, what did the hospital tell you to do after they released you? Continue prayers on that. What did they tell you to do? Well, you're probably busy. Never mind. You can tell me later. Does anyone have any questions? And if you have questions in the replay or those that are in the bushes, do not fail to leave them in the comments. Oh, and by the way, I always forget. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell if you'd like any updates when I upload or download, or even do my shorts, my YouTube shorts. I try to make them as interesting as possible. I'm trying to be more creative. But I'm about to wrap this up, and I'm going to see about. I'm going to put up a poll about shifting the times to see how everyone feels about it. So I'm not running in at the same time some of my creator friends are running in. Because I want it to be more interesting and fun, more people in the chat. But lately, it's been a little thin sometimes because other people are going live at the same time. And my southern accent is starting to sound garbled because I'm trying to talk too fast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How's everybody doing, by the way? Willow, I know how you're doing. How are you, Mr. Arseny? And how are you, Mr. Virginia Woolf? How's everybody doing on a Wednesday night? Or Thursday morning, depending on where you are. And I will be so happy when some of you that are watching in the bushes decide that you are brave enough to to come up into the chat. Sorry, I have hiccups. And Virginia said, I'm so sorry, I've got hiccups. Oh no. Yes, Dana, ultimately, this is all about friendship. Really tweet. Sorry. Really treat one another as friends. Don't forget to be friends. Oh no. I gave myself hiccups. Thank you, Virginia Woolf. So happy every time I see you. Arseny says, oh my goodness. Not too bad. Work is full on right now. Can't complain. I forgot what you do, Arseny. I'm glad that your work is full on. I'm hoping my hiccups will stop. Good. I'm glad you've been doing your blog. They told you to relax, not worry about a lot of stuff. They tell me that you're stressed out. They didn't give you any medication, Willow? Front-end developer. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad she's here too. I was worried about her. Oh my goodness. I wanted to show you. I posted that one picture of Noe. Here's that other picture of Noah. Mr. Noah. One of the last pictures that we had. Thank you. This is one of the pictures. This is Eden when she was 18 months. I found when I was cleaning. She wasn't happy because there were people in a window looking at her as they took her picture. So you can see that she was not happy about it. Thank you. She was sad they were looking at her through a glass window. This is my daughter. Curly top. But anyway, I just wanted to bring out, since we're cycling through different aspects of relationships, I wanted to bring that aspect of communication in a relationship. Looks like she's holding a roll of Kodak 35. She is. Sorry, I snort. I had to give it to her. She was crying, and the guy was taking pictures, and I was holding her on my hip, and he was talking, and he had the film, and she had grabbed it, and she wasn't going to take a picture, and he said it was okay for her to hold it. I mean, her little nose was red. It was at a place at a mall, and they had glass, and people thought she was so cute. They were gathering at the glass while the guy was taking her photo, and she was just crying because she was terrified of the people watching her. She was terrified of the people watching her. Little curly Sue. She had better hair than me because she had the smooth curls. I've got the kinky, and she's got the smooth curls. But when I was cleaning, found the picture, and I couldn't resist. Little cutie. But this is, we're doing the whole thing about relationships, and this part of it could not be left out because it is a rarity. It is a rarity that relationships stay bonded when there's communication breakdown. I know, RC. My son loved attention from everyone unless he could sense they were bad. Then he would push them away. He would push them away. And on Monday, I will tell you, I was on my screen porch, this enclosed screen porch, and then there's a little breezeway, but there's never a breeze there because on the other side of it is the garage. We have a 3-car garage. So there's a screen porch, a little breezeway, enclosed breezeway, and the garage, 3 steps that go up to it. So the door to the garage is right there. And my husband he moved the wind chimes. So where the wind chimes are, the wind couldn't blow. You get what I'm saying? Because they were where you walk up the steps to the door to the garage. So wind was not blowing, couldn't blow there. Because here's the screen porch, here's the steps, and here's the garage. And it's backed up by a wall. So it couldn't blow there. So I was sitting there, and I was thinking about Noah because I had just gotten notifications from support group on Facebook saying, it's Noah's angelversary, and we love you, and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, it's like 2 or 3 wind chimes you put on a light at the door to the garage. They all started tinkling at the same time, and no wind hitting them. So I knew it was Noah. And then they stopped, and they didn't do it again. And it was while I was out there. So I knew it was my sign. And it's just, I was just trying to focus on all the good memories. Just all the good memories. And trying not to focus on the trauma of that day. I was just trying to focus on the good, and not the trauma. So that's what I try hard to make myself do on that day. But I love so much. I love and appreciate all of you. Thank you for asking, Virginia Woolf. I'm dealing with that stupid injury still on that trapezius muscle, I guess. Somehow I talked to my rheumatologist yesterday. I had an appointment with him. Yeah, I've got a rheumatologist, a neurologist, an optic neurologist, MS, MS Center Atlanta doctor. I've got all these doctors. He thinks I have torn it across my trapezius muscle. And if I hang sideways, like I'm drunk, towards the ground or dead, I get the most relief. They called me in something to try to help with the pain, and I'm having to wear those heat patches. What is it? They get cold and then they get hot across that, like every day. And when I sleep, it's crazy how much that hurts. And I'm not sure what I did to it. It's when we were trying to get the house ready for assessment because we're taking out money to fix things out of our what is it, Dana? You know, when you have so much money on your house where you can take part of it out to fix things. What is it called? I'm missing the word right now. You know, equity. That's it. We're taking out some of our equity to fix the house. So we had to get an assessment. So we had to go around and really, really deep clean the house. And I did too much. Yes, home equity line of credit. And I ripped something back there. And it's been HE double L. And I can take pain. I've got a high pain tolerance. That's crazy how much that sucker hurts. Has anybody ever done that? Especially the guys haven't done that. Insane. I mean, it's all the way across here on that bone. Massage and CBD cream and tiger balm may help, but if it's torn, not sure. And he told me it took up to a month for it to heal. It's just crazy. If I move my arm a certain way, if you do it, it will send you through the roof. I mean, I can do this kind of thing, but certain ways will send you through the roof. But right now, he gave me something for the pain. No, it's not an opiate, and I put that icy hot patch, but it looks like it's got some kind of charcoal stuff in it now. Yeah, I know. I have to go to MS Center of Atlanta next month. He may be doing another MRI, I'm not sure. But he usually does it for my brain and my spinal cord. Fun. I hate MRIs. They give me anxiety, actually, to be in there. I'm admitting that right here and now. That is one of the things that gives me utter anxiety. Spinal tap didn't give me anxiety. MRIs give me anxiety. Being closed up in them and how loud and they make all that noise right there at my head. I don't know if any of you have ever had that. Thank you, Virginia Woolf. I hate them. Thank you. Look, the pain is not as excruciating as it was, thank God. It's still bad if I do a certain thing. And again, I can tolerate pain, but this is nuts. Yeah, I don't like the radiation part, but I have to have periodic MRIs to check the status of the lesions on my brain and stuff, and to see if I've developed on spine and to see if I've developed any more lesions on my brain. Because some people don't know, but MS is a progressive disease. I've been fortunate that mine has not gotten aggressive. I knock on wood. And hopefully mine will go very, very slow. Virginia Woolf said, my wife got shoulder surgery, worked great, so there is hope if that is what is needed. I hope I don't need surgery on my shoulder. I'm hoping it's just a muscle thing and it will work itself out. I'm hoping that's what it is. I'm hoping it's just a dumb Dana thing. But anyway, I love you all so much. Thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate everybody here. And the men here that come to this channel, I must say, are just upper of the upper. Hope so too, but she has zero pain now, she said. I'm so glad that she has zero pain. I think this is just an injury. I'm hoping. Look, I got enough other body stuff that I have to deal with, and I have a history of being into athletics, so I'm hoping it will just heal itself. Heal! I need to do some healing work on it myself. Heal yourself. But again, I must say that the gentlemen that come on this channel are cream of the crop, is what I have experienced thus far. The doctor said he thinks that it's a little bit of a torn trapezius muscle. And he thinks that probably not way torn, that if I keep doctoring it, the medication, put heat on it, not overuse my arm, that it's just going to take probably a month. He's hoping. He mentioned an x-ray, but we will see. He also mentioned a steroid shot. We will see. But anywho, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go have a salad. Anyone have any communication questions? If you want to share down below or in my DMs about if anyone's ever been rude or said something rude to you and how you handle it or how it affected you, please share. If you end up doing the 4-minute eye contact session with the one you love, let me know what the effects of it were. I would love to know. Or please come back next time and let us know in the comments or live. Thank you for being part of this community. It means a lot. I hope you know that as we grow, that I just want it to make an impact on the world, on the people around you, so you can be a good human, pay it forward, just bring the light up in the universe. Do good deeds. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you so much, Virginia Woolf. But anyway, share the love, show the love, and show yourself love and self-care. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Please like, share, and what is it? I'm reading back tonight. Please like, comment, and share. And until next time, take care of yourself. Thank you all for being here. Arseny, Virginia Woolf, Willow, and everybody else that I might have missed. And I will see you on Saturday night. Bye, everybody. And here we go. I'm just going to play us out with a song. Da, 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 da. Bye.
when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. Better see with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some